My name is Claudio Panzarella. I'm leading the business development at Reithera. Reithera is today we are operating as a CDMO, very focused in the production of viral vector that can be used for gene therapy or as a genetic vaccine. The company started more than 20 years ago in developing adenoviral vector for genetic vaccine, and then step by step we increased our experience in moving from adeno to MVA space, and just recently also we had in our panel of experience also the HSV, the AAV production, lenti production. So basically today we are a state-of-the-art facility with a quite relevant GMP capacity split in over 4 drug substance dedicated area, and we cover a production scale from 2 liter GMP up to 2000 liter, including fill and finish. The big difference is on the experience. So we started not operating as a CDMO in the beginning. We were developing therapeutic candidate as a genetic vaccine in different indication. So the company at that time was called Okairos, and the big change happened when in 2012 all the pipeline were licensing out to GSK. After that moment, really, we changed our attitude. We became very focused on manufacturing development. And from 2019, we became fully open to clients that have an interest in helping us, in asking us GMP production. The point is that we are not only producing clinical batches for our clients, but also we support them as much as we can. I saw recently various companies that arrived to the BLA phase. They got relevant observation related to the manufacturing. It's a big problem because after spending a lot of money for clinical development, then getting a blocking situation at the level of the registration clearly is a negative impact on the revenue of the company. I think that the attitude should be changed. I mean, you should not think that you need to move first of all ahead with the clinical plan because getting efficacy results is important from an investment perspective. You need always keep in mind that the manufacturing is mandatory for getting a product approved. So my suggestion is when you start making a phase 1 clinical trial, do not limit your vision to the end of the trial, but also have a look to what is really needed when you will arrive into the registration phase. To do that, really, you need to be supported by a CDMO, which have the quality attribute to follow all the growth, all the CMC growth through the various clinical stages. To do that, you really need to have a 100% control of the compliance, whatever it is, an FDA guideline or a European guideline. The main difference I had to say that I see between, for example, Europe and US is the fact that in Europe, a company like Reithera are authorized to need to be inspected before producing and releasing GMP. So it means that the compliance is very important since the real scratch. On the light of that, really, the product is aligned since the beginning to mitigate the risk that you have during the registration phase, and you should receive less observation, less critical observation, and clearly then a faster registration moment period. I think it would be important that also from an investment perspective, investors support much more the innovation which is associated to gene therapy or advanced therapy in generally speaking. So the type of product where really incredible efficacy results have been collected today are gene therapy or cell therapy like the CAR T, and really these are really making the difference from a therapeutic perspective on the patients, which at the end of the day need to be the priority on everything. So clearly without funds, innovation cannot be developed and then the product cannot be registered. So I really hope that the next year investor, VC, or also public funds will be much more available than this year or the past year to support the innovation, because then really it will drive the cure of the patients. That's the main goal again.